What is sustainability? Many dictionaries describe it as being able to be supported, upheld or confirmed. Landlearn New South Wales describes it as taking what we need to live now without jeopardising the potential for people in the future to meet their needs. Wurundjeri Lagoon, now in the middle of Wagga Wagga, was once the home of the Wiradjuri people who lived here for thousands of years. They took and used only what they needed to live, looked after the land and kept it bountiful and beautiful for the next generation. They were sustaining it for the future. How did they do it? One way was to farm the fish in the lagoon through the use of a fish balk, pictured here. You can see they blocked it off so the fresh water could come into the lagoon, but the fish could not get back into the river. Also pictured is an artist's impression on what Wurundjeri Lagoon looked like in the days before invasion. Things changed in the 1800s. The British came to Australia and settled here. Back in the 1800s, they thought that resources lasted forever, and they didn't plan for future generations. This map is a view of what it looked like in 1849. The lagoon is still pristine and connected to the river. Barely 8 years later, things had changed for Wurundjeri Lagoon and the Wiradjuri people. The land they had sustained for many millennia had been taken by these newcomers and changed. The lagoon was now cut off from the river, and streets and houses had started to be built. You can see from the planning map here how much Wagga has grown since 1849. You can see here from this view of Wagga Wagga, depicted in 1883, that the township had grown on either side of the lagoon, and the lagoon was cut in two. Sustainability had taken a new direction. The land was being changed to sustain the needs of the townfolk now living here, and the needs of the Wiradjuri were pushed aside. While the needs of the people were being met in one way, the needs of the lagoon were being neglected. What was once a beautiful place of life and sustenance was now a cesspool of waste. This waste caused trouble for the new town by bringing disease and horrible smelly water. They had to think of ways to fix the problem. While environmental sustainability was lacking, in response to the growing needs of the people of Wagga, bridges were built joining the lagoon to each end of town. This walking bridge here is where Ivan Jack Drive is now. Back in 1920, there wasn't a lot of cars around, so there wasn't need for a road just then. Social sustainability. The social needs of the town continued to be met. This picture shows the Civic Theatre back in 1963 when it was first built. The Civic Theatre is still in use today, so has achieved a level of sustainability in itself. In a way, the Civic Theatre brought back some of the social benefit that was once provided by the Wurundjeri Lagoon. As you can see from this map, Wurundjeri Lagoon was firmly ensconced in urban environment. Whilst this provided for the needs of the people, the lost lands also saw the extinction of local flora, such as this silver banksia, which once grew prolifically around the lagoon. In 1997, Wagga named it as its floral emblem and planted a tree near Fitzmaurice Street Bridge. Back in 1910, there's an artist's impression of the Wurundjeri Lagoon with the brolgas and other natural wildlife. A short 6 years later, and here's a picture of the lagoon in drought. It was cut off from the river, so the water dried up. The brolga and the turtles. The brolga don't live in the lagoon anymore because it is not a wetland and they needed the wetland for breeding and food. The turtles are still here, but fewer than they used to be because of the stagnant water. You can see here, in recent times, Wagga City Council has tried to rejuvenate the lagoon and bring it back to what it once was. They've started to fence off areas and tried to keep some of the rubbish out that comes into the lagoon through stormwater. You can see here that the willows that were once along here, planted by the council in the 1900s, have been taken out so that only natural flora is left. Except for that palm tree, they'll need to get rid of that if they want to take it back to its original condition. In In 2012, the New South Wales Government decreed Wurundjeri Lagoon as an Aboriginal place, a place of significance to Aboriginal culture and spiritual values, having been a place to gather, exchange cultural knowledge and land management techniques. In the 1990s, Wagga City Council revamped the lagoon and built new council chambers, city library and art gallery, as well as a walking track around the lagoon. The new millennium has seen an upsurge of interest and commitment to Indigenous culture in Wagga Wagga, and this was reflected in the erection of a Wurundjeri amphitheatre and mural. The mural acknowledges the lagoon's place in Wurundjeri heritage and the lagoon's creatures, including those that are now extinct. The upgrade of the lagoon took into account the flora. They took away the willow trees. You can see here, back in the 60s, the willow trees were on the banks of the river. They've since taken them out now. This is a council representation of the Wurundjeri Lagoon. You can see where the streets go across the lagoon. This is a mural that depicts life at the lagoon when the Wurundjeri lived here. You can see the people living and fishing and the animals who used to live in the lagoon. There's also a picture here of the scar tree, one of the only ones remaining in the area.